session now?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I can hear.
Good morning, ma'am. Good day.
Very good. So,
Good morning.
now,
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
going to do, we'll switch off our mic. Dear parents.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sweetheart. Dear parents, this session is for the parents. It is not for the children. So we would love it if the parents can join the session, and we are going to switch off the mic uh, for the time being, and in between we will be switching it on for you all to ask the queries and your questions. So we will take another minute more, and we'll see if some more people are there, and then we'll start the session. So can you all please switch off the mic for the children? Thank you so much. A very good morning, everyone. It's such a pleasure to welcome you all to this phonics session today. My name is Hina Ansari, and I'm heading the kindergarten department in Indian School Bowsher. I'm lucky to have a team of extremely talented facilitators who love teaching young minds. Miss Navya, Miss Belinda, and Miss Reshma will be leading the segments today. This session is designed to help you understand the phonic approach we use in our classrooms, and more importantly, to equip you with the same terminology and techniques we use so that you can confidently support your child at home. Phonic is a critical tool to help children learn to read and write, and consistency between home and school makes a significant difference. So, dear parents, we have to understand that if we want our children to excel in academics, they have to be good readers and effective communicators. Both the skills need to be developed at the foundational stage so that the fear of school is eliminated and the love for learning is instilled when they start formal education in grade 1. Today, we're going to walk you through how we introduce sounds, build words, and encourage reading. We'll explore the language we use in class, such as sight words, blending, segmenting, alliterations, so that when your child talks about these things at home, you know exactly what they mean and how to reinforce that learning. Please keep in mind the fact that words that children are familiar with and speak regularly look very unfamiliar to them when in print. Phonic instructions teach children how to decode letters into their respective sounds, a skill that is essential for them to read unfamiliar words by themselves. So we will start this session without further ado. Let's make this a meaningful and an engaging session together. So dear parents, this session is to empower you all to teach the children. We will try to clear the doubts by the end of every segment. So you all can keep writing the queries that you have regarding that segment, which is going on, and we'll try to answer your queries there and then. So now we'll look at the first slide in our presentation. check out how our brain works. Can you all read it?
No.
Just
No.
Yes.
yeah,
If you can read this, you have a
Hi.
strong mind.
Can you, yes, read it in, just want you all to read it in yourself. Can you all please switch off the mics? Thank you so much. Dear parents, please switch off your mic and try reading it yourself. For yourself, everyone can read. So if you can read this, you have a strong mind.
Study shows that people with an intelligence level above normal can read words without having the letters in the correct order. In fact, only the first and the last letters
to
be in place.
If you can read this, have a strong mind. Studies shows that the people with an intelligence above normal can read word without having the letter in the correct order. In fact, only the first and the last letter needs to be in a place. Then
Thank
your
you
brain
so
will
much
take
for
care.
reading it for everyone. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. Now, none of the spellings are correct, but see how your brain is programmed. Our brain is programmed to read the first two sounds and the last sound to form words. In between the sounds, we just join. That's how we are programmed. So now, without switching on the mic, try reading it again so you'll understand. This is exactly how we try teaching the children. We introduce them to the sounds, then we introduce them to the letters, and we teach them to join the first two sound and the last sound to make words. So you all have to understand that for small children who don't even recognize letters, we can still teach them to read storybooks with the help of pictures and sight words, which come to children as a picture. This transition from slowly sounding out a word to rapidly recognizing it is what we call learning to read by sight. So I would like to now call upon Ms. Belinda to take up the first segment.
Good morning,
Ms. Belinda, over to you.
Thank you, Hina ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so I, HRF of KG1, will give you a brief on how phonics can help your child learn to read and write. So let's get started. Today, let's talk about one of the most important building blocks of early literacy, sight words. These simple words have a big impact on how young children learn to read and write. Parents, if you can have a look on your screen, you can see there are so many logos. Now, the kids don't know, like, for example, the first logo, if you see, McDonald's. Once they see the logo, they can correlate it that it is McDonald's. It's a place where they go to eat. The next symbol also, when they see that symbol, they know it's a washroom toilet, washroom symbol. So in the same way, all these symbols and signs and logos are used where they don't learn the spellings, they just correlate it directly to a picture. So basically, it is a picture reading that they do. So we teach children to recognize them instantly on sight. So basically, it is just like picture reading, but sometimes instead of picture, it is also words. Can we go to the next slide? So you can see on your screen, there are words like start, exit, quit, skip ad, yes, no, play, and end. Now, these words, kids know when they see it on YouTube or when they're playing a game. No one has taught them what these words are. But just by reading them on YouTube, when they repeatedly keep seeing it, they know. Like, for example, on YouTube, when your child is watching a video, suddenly this ad will come and then you get this option of skip ad. So you have not taught the child to click on it, but their mind is programmed in such a way after they keep seeing it repeatedly, they just click on skip ad and then they know the ad will get skipped and they will go, the video will start back again. So these words are called sight words. Another words are like and, on, I, he, she, the. Now these words are also common words. If your child knows these sight words, it becomes very easy for them to learn reading. And with these words, they can also make sentences later on. So why are sight words so important? Mastering sight words help children read more fluently without learning the spelling of the word. So sight words are words, do not learn the spelling. It's just mean by sight. They can learn the spelling later on in grade 1 or in the second term of KG2. So parents, a reminder, no teaching them the spelling of words. But what can you do? You can help them read the words on sight. Knowing sight words also builds confidence. Kids feel extremely proud when they can read the whole sentence. It also supports early writing as they begin using these words in their own stories and sentences. Ultimately, sight words form a very strong foundation for more complex reading. Once words are mastered, children can turn their attention to decoding longer and less common words. Now, parents, just a small request to please mute yourself because then the other parents will not be able to hear.
So did
Okay.
Dear parents, please mute the mic, please. Miss Mehna, can you please mute?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing this from my end.
Okay, done. Okay, parents, so back to the topic. So how can you help your kids at home? So you can help children by practicing sight words daily, using games, songs, and flashcards. The goal isn't memorization. It's automatic recognition through fun and consistent exposure. So to wrap it up, sight words are small but mighty. With consistent support, children become confident readers and writers ready to take on the world of literacy. Okay, so parents, what you can do, every week we send, fortnightly we send chronicles. So in that, everything is mentioned, the sight words. You can just write the sight words on a piece of paper and put it on a fridge or anywhere where the child can frequently keep seeing it on a daily basis. So with that, whenever the child is near the fridge, for example, if you keep the paper of the sight word on your fridge, so whenever the child is opening, before he opens the fridge for a water or for anything, you can ask him, what is this word? And then he will say she. If he does not know, you can recap with him. And only when he says the correct sight word, you can make him open the fridge. So kids also get that boost to learn new sight words. Next, general sound discrimination. Now, this is the first step in learning phonics, which is all about listening to different environmental and instrumental sounds. Now, what are environmental sounds? It refers to the common sounds we hear around us in our daily lives. Once kids are able to identify and recognize these sounds, Then they will also be ready to listen and correlate the letter sounds. Before children can learn to read, they need to develop listening skills. So recognizing environmental sounds help children tune into sounds, differentiate between the different sounds, and also to pay attention to the different sounds. They are the same skills which they will need to hear and identify letter sounds in phonics. Phonics is all about matching sounds to letters. If a child can tell the difference between a doorbell and a barking dog, they are learning to notice the differences in the sound, just like hearing the difference between the letter B and the letter D. Next is instrumental sounds. Can we go back to the next slide? Instrumental sounds. Now, when we make sounds with instruments, like a rattle, a bell. Now, if you notice, parents, a rattle makes a different sound, whereas a bell makes a different sound. So when kids hear these two different sounds, only then they will be able to differentiate the sounds, and through that they will correlate it to the different letter sounds. Now, body percussion. When we make sounds using our body parts, like with our hands. So parents, okay, let's make some noise without unmuting ourselves. Okay, we will all be muted. A small short activity. It's a kindergarten workshop. So we will need to interact with you also, parents. Okay, so listen to my instructions and then we can play the activity. Okay, so first we will clap. Okay, and I want you to listen to the sound that you make. Okay, so we'll clap 3 times. Parents, can you clap 3 times? Very good. Now, can you snap your fingers? So, if you've noticed, there are difference in the sound that you make. So, every sound that you make is different. So, when kids learn these differentiation, then only they will be able to notice the differences in the letter sounds. Now, another small activity, something that we play, a small activity that we do with our kids right from day 1 before we teach them the letter sounds. Okay, so parents, what you can do, you can listen to the sound, and instead of unmuting, if you notice right below, there's a chat option. You can just type your answer in the chat option. Okay, so I will come to know if you have been listening and you are paying attention. Okay, so please, a small request, don't unmute yourself, use the chat option. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Yes. So what is the sound? Not unmute. Not unmute. Dog barking. Correct. Dog barking. Can we go to the next slide?
Dog barking.
Please do not unmute yourself. You have to use the chat option to write your answer. Okay, the next one. What is this sound? Yes, this is thunder. Yes, thundering and lightning. Yes. Next one. What is this sound? Yes, very good. This is rain. Yes, this is the sound of a rattle. Very good. Yes, this is the sound of a car horn. Very good. Yes, this is the sound of a clock when the hands move. Very good. of a bike. Motorbike. Yes, correct. This is the sound of a train. Yes, this is the sound of a police siren. What is this sound? Yes, the sound of a toilet flushing. The last one. Yes, correct. This is the sound of an ambulance. We've seen parents, there are so many different sounds that are there in our environment. And once kids learn the skill of listening, then they can learn the next step of phonics. Okay. So the next one, what is a phoneme? Now, a phoneme is the smallest unit of sound in a language that can change the meaning of any word. Now, in English, there are 44 phonemes, even though we have only 26 letters in the alphabet. That's because letters can represent more than one sound and different letters can make different sound. Now, what is phonics? Basically, always parents are asking, what is phonics? What is phonics? So phonics is a method of teaching people to correlate letters with sounds and symbols. Now, phonics is a very critical part of learning to read. It helps children decode words they've never seen before, build spelling skills, and gain reading confidence. Research shows that strong phonic skills lead to stronger reading and comprehension later on. Now, how do we teach phonics at school? In our classroom, we use a systematic, fun, and structured approach to phonics. We introduce one sound at a time. We do not want to confuse the child with two sounds. So every week we will introduce one sound per week. So with that sound, we will have a song, we'll have a story, and a small activity and also a vocab. For example, like here, we have the letter and the vocab which the child learns. Now, we also practice blending sounds to read words. For example, we teach them k, a, where is my t gone? Yes. K, a, t. What does this become? This becomes cat. So we teach them blending sound also. And we also teach them segmenting words to spell, like dog. So they break it up into the first sound, d, o, g. So how can you help your child at home? Now, parents, you play a very important role in your child's reading journey. Here are some simple ways to support phonics at home. Now, you can read aloud daily. Point words as you read. Play sound games. Like you can just say a word, like for example, hat. And you can ask your child, what is the beginning sound of the word hat? And then they will tell you her. Then practice blending. You can put sounds together, like you can give them, like for example, m, a, t. Tell it to them separately and tell them to join it together and make a word. Now, most important thing is celebrate efforts. Focus on progress, not perfection. Now, what progress looks like? Okay, since we have Balvatika KG1 and KG2. In the beginning, children may only recognize a few letter sounds, and that's fine because that's how they will learn. As the year progresses, they'll be able to sound out and read simple words recognize patterns, start spelling small words on their own. In KG1, kids will be able to read simple words, whereas KG2 kids will be able to read simple sentences phonetically. Every child progresses at their own pace, and that's okay. Phonics may seem small, but it's the foundation of a lifetime of reading. Let's keep encouraging our young learners one sound at a time. Okay, so parents, start small. Okay, we always start with one sound at a time. Please do not confuse them by making two words together and all. You'll all learn about all the rules and all later on. But a small suggestion from my end: do not hurry them up. Let them learn one sound at a time. They have a long way to go. It's okay if they don't learn everything in KG1. Okay, so parents, calm down a little bit. Okay, next slide. Now, daddy and baby letters. So what is daddy and baby letters? So daddy letters are basically capital letters, the uppercase, and baby letters are the small letters, or you can call it as lowercase. Now, daddy letters in Bal Vatika, we teach them only daddy letters. So now what is daddy letters? So daddy letters are letters that we call by name. For example, P, M, K, T, B, G, X, A, S, O. Whereas baby letters, we call them phonetically, like P, M, K, T, B, G. Okay. Now, in KG1, we do not teach them the short sound. Okay. So many of them parents say like, but this is not the sound. Yes, we know. But for a KG1 child, it is difficult for them to understand the short sound. So we know, for example, we know it's, but they can't hear, they can't correlate it to a short sound. So that's why we say f. When it's a long sound, they are able to understand, apprehend, and learn. Okay, so parents, please, if you need any help knowing any letter, how do we call out the letter, how do we phonetically call out the name, you can anytime message your HRF. I'm sure all our HRFs will anytime send you a voice message of how we say the letter, or even in the chronicles, we are sharing the resources with you. You can anytime go back to the resources and you can check how we say the letters, the phonics. So in KG1, kids are just starting to understand the different sounds. So just like I said, we do not teach them the short sound like no. We instead say the long sound so they understand the different letter sounds clearly. But once they understand the different sounds, in KG2, they will be taught the short sounds. So that's all from me. Parents, do you all have any questions? Any doubts? No one has anything? Was I so good? Okay, okay, difference between K and C. Okay. Hinaman, can you take this up?
It will come in the later part, dear parents. But normally what we teach them is a kicking ka and a cat ka in KG1. We teach them this difference that it's a cat ka and it says a little ka sound. It's a cat. And for the kicking ka, because it has got a leg which can kick a ball, so we show it to them and then we tell the children that this is a kicking ka. It's a plain ka sound, the Hindi letter ka. But the cat ka it's a little ha sound with it's a k sound, cat. So that's how we pronounce and we show them the differentiation as well. I hope I've answered.
Yes, ma'am. The parent has messaged. Thank you. Okay. I would now like to call upon Ms. Navya to take you further to the different segments. Over to you, Navya ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Belanda. Good morning, everyone. In today's session, I will be covering the topics strokes, alliterations, tongue twisters, consonants, and vowels and syllables. Let's start. Okay. Let's start with strokes. I hope you all can see me. Strokes for kindergarten are the basic lines and shapes that young kids learn to draw before they start writing the actual letters. So these strokes helps to develop fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and pencil control essential for writing. Teaching pre-writing strokes basically helps kids to prepare them for writing letters and numbers as well. We use the strokes for numbers as well, so we have to do while writing numbers also. And here are some of the main strokes to focus on. You can see it on the presentation: standing line, sleeping line, slanting line. Next slide, please. Go back and make a curve, make a bump. Next, please. Jump and a swing. While doing a jump, children have to keep their pencil down, go up and make a jump. And while making a swing, they have to keep their pencil up and they have to make a swing. Come down and make a swing. Next slide, please. Tail in front, tail behind, and a ponytail. Now, I would like to ponytail also, Ms. Reshma. One more slide, is it? Yes. Thank you. Now, I would like to demonstrate few letters and numbers and show you how to vocalize it while writing so that it will be more clearer. And we would like to request all the parents to kindly follow the same vocalization while teaching at home so that kids don't get confused and they don't forget the formation if they say and write. Always encourage them to say the formations while writing. Okay, so let's demonstrate, okay, so that it will be little clear for them. Okay, so I have my 4 lines with me. You can stop share so that parents can see. Yes, I have the 4 lines with me. So this is our up red line, down red line, up blue line, down blue line. So let me show you letter M. Okay, so keep your pencil on the up red line. These are the instructions we give them. Okay, keep your pencil on the up red line, come down, make a standing line, stop. Again, keep your pencil on the up red line, come down the mountain, up the mountain, come down, make a standing line. M. And how to write M, letter M. Keep your pencil on the up blue line, standing line, go up on the same line, make a jump. Again, go up on the same line, make a jump and make a small tail. See, this is a tail in front. Okay, so this is how we used to write. Usually, children when they're writing, they tend to write like jump, jump, like this. So this is wrong. They have to make a standing line. So when we force to make a standing line, after writing this, they will put a line. Like all these are wrong formations. So in home also, when kids are writing, just stress, they have to start with the standing line, go up, jump, again jump, and make a tail. Okay, so these are the formations. Now, letter B and D. Before that, how to write cat, cat. Keep your pencil on the up blue line, go back and make a curve. This is how we write a k. And how to write D, donut, daddy. So for that, they have to first make a curve, go up, make a standing line, touch the up red line, come down, 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 and make a small tail in front. So this is how we have to write letter D. Some children, they make a standing line first and they make a curve. So what happens is the formation is getting wrong and they will be difficult to join and write. See, in one stretch, they're writing very fastly. See, make a curve, go up standing line, come down, and see, like this, they will be able to join and write very fast and very neatly. Okay, so always stress on the formation. It will help the children. All right, I hope it's clear. And coming to numbers. For numbers also, we do use strokes. For example, to write number 5, standing line, make a bump and a sleeping line on the top. 5. Jump, planting line and the sleeping line. Number 2. Bumpity bump. Number 3. So this is how we vocalize the letters and numbers. And I would like to show a glimpse of the video which we have recorded saying the vocalizations, and we have done it for all the letters. So here comes a glimpse of the video.
Now it's time for us to learn the daddy letter B. So you're ready? Shall I show you how to write daddy letter B and baby letter B? Yes? Okay, so here comes my notebook. And now how we are going to write the daddy letter B? I'm again going to put my pencil on the up red line. Up red line, okay? And I'm putting my pencil on the up red line. Now what you are going to do is, we are going to make a standing line down. Okay, up to down, standing line, up to down, go down, 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 and touch the down blue line. Then pick up your pencils. Okay, and again go to up red line and make one bump and two bump, bumpity bump, daddy letter B.
So these videos, especially for KG2 parents, we have already included in the Chronicles as a resource. So if you have any doubt in teaching letters or any doubt in saying the formations, sounds and all, please do refer to these videos. Like from A to Z, we have done that. It will really help you to teach. Okay, moving on to alliterations and tongue twisters. Alliterations. Alliterations and tongue twisters both are correlated. What is an alliteration? Alliteration is when the sounds at the beginning of the word sounds the same and used repeatedly in a phrase or a sentence. Means the same beginning sound repeats in a sentence or a phrase. It's a fun way to build phonemic awareness in kindergartners. And some examples like silly snake slithered slowly, which teaches the s sound, silly, snake, slithered slowly. Happy hippo hopped home, which teaches the h sound. Tiny turtles tap together. T. Bobby bounced a big ball, like lazy lion, wiggly worm, like all which is repeating. The same sound is repeating. And even you can see all the Google classrooms we have named with alliterations like dazzling daffodils, amazing Easter, happy hibiscus, bold bobcat, and so on. So that this is how we teach in class also, to the fun way to bring in the method to teach them the sounds. Next, let's move on to tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are the fun phrases or sentences that are difficult to say quickly and correctly because of similar sounds repeated close together. They are great for language development, and the importance of tongue twisters are like in our childhood also, like we have heard a lot of tongue twisters like red lorry, yellow lorry, seashells by the seashore. Like, why are we using this? It helps the children to pronounce difficult sounds more clearly, and it develops the speech muscles, that is exercises the lips, tongue, the vocal cords, everything. And it enhances the listening skills. The child has to listen first and they have to repeat. Kids have to focus the sounds carefully. So all these are the advantages and the importance of tongue twisters. So can anybody unmute and read this? Let's try one tongue twister, a quick activity. Let's see who can read this. Miss Mehna, can you unmute anyone and let's try this? All right. Or you can try by yourself. Not a problem. I think there is a problem in unmuting. So you can try by yourself. So these are the advantages of tongue twisters, and we do bring in our class activities also. Okay, let's move on to consonants and vowels. Consonants and vowels are the two main categories in the alphabet. There are 5 main vowels in English. That's A, E, I, O, U. You can see here. So, and it makes a sound ah. It's a long sound. Ah, apple. Ah, ant. Next is ah. It's a short sound. So always make it as a long sound. This is ah. This is ah. Elbow. Ah. Elf. Ah. Egg. This is E. Injection. Oh, orange. Ah. Umbrella. So these are the main 5 vowels, and all other letters are consonants. So this is the first step of reading. That is, by joining 2 sounds, they have to read. Along with the vowel, a consonant is added, and we are making them to read. For example, let me show you. I have written some few letters. See, these are the vowels. I have written A. All right. So if we are adding a consonant to it, suppose I'm writing letter B. How to read this? It's B and A. Ba. Okay. Similarly, Ka. Fa. Da. Ma. And Ha. And these are called as CV words. In KG2, we have already introduced them CV words. So this is how we read Ba, Ka, Fa, Da, Ma, Ha. All right. And what is CVC word? If we add, and we can make so many words out of this. Suppose bag. Okay. So how to read this? It's ba. Now children are thorough with the CV words. Okay. Once they are thorough with the CV, then we will move on to CVC words. So ba. G. What is this? It's G. And how to read? It's bag. Don't drag it as bag. Cat. Don't drag it like that. Remember, always the ending sound is short. So while teaching, these are the little things we have to take care while teaching at home. Bag, cat, fan, dad. Like that, no? Ending sounds are short. All right. And from this, see, mat, hat. Okay, so don't drag the ending sound. Ending sounds are always short. So this is how the CVC words they are reading in the class. And then from CVC words, we will move on to little bigger words, like we use a method of segmenting for that. Can you please share the screen, ma'am? Yes, next slide, please. See how to read this. Bat, bag, bad, ban. Next slide, please. Similarly, ran, rag, rat, ran, rack. See, so CVC means it's a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant. The middle A, letter A is a vowel. So CVC, consonant, vowel, and consonant. Please move on to next slide. Yes, so from CVC, we will try to bring in more bigger words like back. Once the children are thorough, so they know how to read the first 2 letters, back, band, bamboo, banner, bat, battle. Like that, no, they have to segment and read this. So next is about, next slide, please. Rapid, rabbit, ramp, rattle. So this is how we slowly progress in reading, like from CVC words to, and then we'll try to build on with the words. Okay. So next is about syllable. What is syllable? Syllables are the parts in a word. Each syllable has its own vowels. For example, I can show you a word. For example, a carpenter. if you show this word to a child, first initially it won't be able to. So we have to segment it like car, pen, ter. See, 3 words it is. It's a car, pen, ter. So you have to break it into parts. So then it will be easy for the child to read. Unicorn, for example, unicorn. How to read this? You have to divide. Unicorn. So we are dividing, we are segmenting into different parts for the child to make it easy for them to read. Okay, let's see the examples on the screen. Yes, let's see. We have a ball, a corn. How to split a corn? A corn. Unicorn, unicorn. Invisible. How to split it? Invisible. One more click, please. 7. See, can you see the segmented part? 7. Cat. So each thing is having a vowel also. So this is how the bigger words are taught them, like we will be teaching them to segment it and read it. Yes. And there is one more example for you. So this is a task for parents. Can anybody try to read this? So the same way, if you segment, it will be easy for you to read. Okay, so it is.
Excuse me, ma'am. Shall I give them an option to unmute?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah. So try to read. It's a big word.
Pneumono ultra microscopy silico volcano.
Oh my God. Well done, well done. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Good job. So it's simple as that. No, it's simple, right? Yes, this is how we break, so that no children, when we make them read the big words and all, they won't get scared. This is how it is working. All right.
Ball, upon, unicorn, invisible, serpent, cat.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Good job. Good job. All right. Thank you, parents, for trying this. Do you have any doubt in the session? If you have any doubt, you can ask me regarding CV words or CVC words. You can even type in the chat box so that we can answer. Can we move on? You can see all the happy faces with parents also. All right. So now I would like to call upon Ms. Reshma to take over the session.
Good morning, dear parents. Navya, can you share the screen for me?
Just a second.
Ms. Navya, can you share the screen?
Yes, yes, sharing. Just a second. Yes.
Okay, good morning, dear parents. Today, I will be talking about the segment rhyming words. What are rhyming words and why is it important to teach rhyming words to children? So basically, rhyming words are the sounds, words that sound the same at the end. For example, moon, spoon, hat, bat, house, mouse, you can see on the screen. So it can start differently in the beginning, but the ending of rhyming words is same. For example, with just one word, when the child learns to read or write one word, it becomes very easy for the child to make new words by just changing the first letter. For example, cat, bat, pat, mat. So if you see, only by changing the first letter sound, the child can make different words by just learning the first word. Now, similarly, in KG2, we start with 3-letter words and slowly move on to 4-letter, 5-letter words. Like if you see, we can start with sing. When we build onto it by just changing the first letter, the child is able to read and write many 4-letter words like king, wing, ring. And same way, with the same sound, same rhyming word, he or she can also make a 5-letter word like bring. So similarly, rhyming words help them to read faster by just knowing the correct sounds. Now, rhyming words also helps a child to become better readers, listeners, and even to build on to bigger words and read it very easily. And why do we teach rhyming words? It makes it easier for the children to learn spellings. For example, if a child knows the spelling of a cat, when we are taking a dictation or when we tell the child to write bat, the child has to think and just change the first word from cat to bat. So that's how the child learns to write different spellings with the same rhyming words. So it makes it very easier for the child to learn a lot of words and build vocabulary. Now, similarly, bigger words like hand, sand. If the child knows how to write hand, when you say and repeat the next word, sand, and you stress on the first letter, the child is able to write sand by himself, and he or she is able to read the 4-letter words easily that rhymes together. So moving on to the bigger words like a 6-letter words, bitter. If the child has learned the spelling of bitter, if you tell the child to write litter, the child has to only change the first sound, that is L, and he or she can write bitter, litter, and so on. And so these are the skills that we give to the children with the help of rhyming words. So Navya, next slide. Now blends. What are blends? So when two or more consonants, like we learned how we read the first sound, b, k, like that. Now, what about blends? In blends, two sounds come together and we can read them together by blending it. So each sound's letter can be heard in a short way, like bl, br. We read it together. We don't break and say bl. We don't read like that. We read it together by blending it, by saying it bl, br, cl, cr, dr, fl, pr, frog. So, like if you look at the examples of the pictures also, it is very easy to associate the sounds with the picture. Fr, frog, gl, glue, gr, grapes, p, pl, plane, pr, sk, so on. We read by blending two sounds together. For example, slide, smile, crab, dress. So when we build this vocabulary, it becomes very easy for the child to look at the word and read them together. So then we cannot, we stress on that we should not be breaking the word. It comes together like smile. We cannot, we tell the children, don't break the word by reading it as sm. We read it together, smile. Can you move on to the next slide, Navya? Now, parents, these are some of the examples that the vocabulary that we give to the children to read. For example, black, blue, blow, blanket. So initially, each word, if you see, this can be broken down into phonetically by daily reading it out. So the child learns to just look at the words and read throughout the year. For example, brown, brush, bread, brick. When we introduce these vocabulary, when you ask the child, they themselves are able to bring up more words with the same sounds, like bread, brick, broom, clock, clap, cloud, climb. And if you ask the child to come up with more words, they will be able to, even if they don't know the spellings, they can associate it with the sound and they can blend and say the words. Crab, crayon, crown, cry, and so on. Dr, fl, fr, gr. Same way. Moving on to the next slide. Now, digraphs. What is the difference between a blend and a digraph? When blending, there you can hear both the sounds. They have their own identity. For example, blur. In blur, you can hear both the sound of b and l together. If I say br, you can hear both the sound b and r. But when it comes to digraph, the digraph altogether makes one sound that is totally different. It is not the own sound. For example, sh, ship. Sir and her, they come together and make the sound sh. So the child learns it as sh and not sir, her. It is sh, fur, th. Now, about th. Can you go to next slide, Navya? Yeah, this one. Now, if you see, the th sound makes two sounds. And in KG2, we stress on the. TH is said as the, because we stress on the common words like the, this, that, brother, mother, father. So here the sound, a child learns the sound the. As they grow up and go on to grade 1 and grade 2, they learn that th makes two different sounds, like th, thunder, th, thumb, th, thumbs up, like that. And ch. Move on to the next slide, Navya. Sh. Now you see here, by reading out all these words, every day we give them new vocabulary where the child learns to read words with the digraphs. That is sh, shirt, ship, shoes, shark, shell, sheep. Same way for fur, phone, photo, phonics, pharmacy. Now looking at the, we read it as the, this, that, these, those, mother. And same way for ch, chair, cheese, chips, chalk, child, chocolate. There are so many words that can be made with these digraphs. Next, please. Yeah. So moving on, you can stop sharing. Okay. So parents, I hope the digraphs and blends are clear for you along with the rhyming words. If you have any doubts, you can ask me any questions regarding the same.
Reshma madam, for the brief description about the phonic, I just want to know when kids are picking a particular word which is phonic is same like and then so the used initial words need to be on particular aspect.
Sorry, sir. Which words?
Like the words which are quite sounding the same, same
Phonics.
phonic words. Yeah, same way of pronunciation, but the wordings is different. There are many words,
Like,
so yeah.
Homophonic.
Like, for example, the similar sounding sounds you're talking about?
Yes, madam. Yes.
With different spellings. Okay.
With a different spelling, yes.
Yes. So, sir, in KG2, okay, we only focus on the letter sounds and the words that they can read by sight.
Okay.
So we teach them to break the words and read the spelling. So yes, there are certain spellings which sound the same, and when the child writes, he or she can make a mistake. But it comes over a period of time, as in when they read further and read.
Right. So basically, in a point where the difference is between I and E, sometimes
Yes.
kids usually
Yes.
say I instead of E. So
This
and
happens.
vice versa.
Yeah, I totally
Can I
understand. This
answer
happens.
this? Can I
Yes,
please
sure.
answer this to this parent? So, like, it's very easy. The word there and there, there, Their and There. So, as a parent, you can teach them very easily the opposite, there and here, Here. So, just teach your child here and say, when you're talking about another place, you remember There. Here becomes the there. So it's easy. Now the next one, automatically the child will understand. If it is EIR, that means it's talking about the belonging. So these are a few tricky spellings that happens, and slowly as the children will grow older, they will learn
Right, ma'am. All
the
right.
difference.
Understood.
But as teachers and parents, we try to give them tricks.
All right, madam. Thank you, Ina and Sariji.
Hina ma'am, just to add on to this, I would also answer the parents' same question. So the question regarding I and E that you asked, because some children get confused. That happens when the children learn the spelling as it is. Like when they stress on E instead of E, they say it as E. So that's when they make that mistake. If we say bin, sometimes the child ends up writing it as B, E-N, because they are confused with the sound. So that is what we are saying. When you're teaching, we only stress on the sounds. We do not teach them the small baby letter as E. We always say it as E, and I is pronounced as E. So that's when the confusion comes. So we don't say it in a spelling way. We always teach them in a sound way. So then they will not make those mistakes.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. So moving on for the next segment, I would like to call upon Ms. Hina Ansari to take on for the next segment.
Yes, I'm there. Good morning again, dear parents. So well, now you all have been listening about all the rules. So do not feel that there's too much for the children. It's all of it is very easy. So when we talk about phonics, it's 43 sounds and all. It's very easy. Now you have taught your children the capital letters and the small letters. As they grow older, they will learn. These are the sounds. The capital letter is a long sound, A. And the small letter is A. So it makes 3 or 4 sounds. It sometimes is very short and it's A. But normally it is A or A and then A. Like that the sounds are. But most of the time for class 1 and class 2, so kindergarten, class 1 and class 2, these are a few rules that we keep on practicing with the children and they will learn. So it is the letter name, that is A, and the letter sound. These are the two. When we count them, it becomes same. Children have learned it. So gradually you have to teach the sound and the letter name, and that's how we teach them in the school also. So these are a few tricks that we can give it to the parents. Now you all have to understand, when your child is in KG1, the letters he doesn't recognize. So they are sight, you can say sight symbols that they will start learning. So any letter that you're writing, he doesn't know the letter. It's coming to your child as a symbol. And since they're very small, we don't want to confuse them. So we don't call them by the letter name and we segregate it completely. The uppercase letter are called by their letter name, A, B, C, D. But the small letter, the lowercase letters, please do not confuse the child, because sometimes the formation is different, like a D and a D. The formation is different. So it's very difficult for a tiny little 3.5-year-old child to understand that they're both the same. So then we try to bring in the symbol and the sound together. So they start recognizing it not as D, but as D. We call it D. So when we say D, they immediately go and write this lowercase letter. And that's how it is easy for the children to remember the sound and associate it to the letter and the picture. So in KG1, we practice a lot of association of picture, letter, and the sound. So that's why we drill in the phonic sound and the lowercase letters much more, because then it will be easier for the children to start joining those sounds and start reading. Because in a book, you hardly see capital letters, but you see all the small letters they join to make words. So it is easy for a child to start looking and reading. Now, each and every sight word, so any word that a child is not able to read is a sight word. So as they grow older in standard 1, any word that your child is not able to read is a sight word. Write it down on a paper, let the child see it off and on, and keep telling him, this is how it is. Surroundings, litter, or hygiene. These are sight words in the beginning. So in KG1, they have their own little words, which are sight words. And slowly as they start recognizing the letters, they are able to read them phonetically. The same way as the children grow up. So here now I'm going to explain to you all a lot of sounds that or the rules that we need to know as your children are growing older. So parents, if you have got children in standard 1 or standard 2 or standard 3, these rules will help you much more, because in KG1 and KG2, we introduce only double vowel or sound. So the double vowel sound. Now, the very easy way of explaining your child is when 2 vowels go together, the first one does the talking. But when the first one does the talking, remember, it is the letter name, not the vowel sound. So now you all will understand how important the letter name and the vowel sound becomes. So A and A. So when it's 2 vowels like O and A are going together, then O sound will come, not the O, not the phonic sound. So when 2 vowels go together, the first letter is the letter name, that sound comes in. Now, this is a simple rule. If parents, you all can make a note about these small rules, reading phonetically will be very easy for your children. So like O and A. Now, these are the teams normally which you will find it very often. E and A. A and I. Now, when 2 vowels go together, first one will do the talking. And the talking is the letter name. So it will be O, it will be E, it will be A, or A, not A and I. So this is how we teach. Can we go to the next slide, please? Now, when 2 vowels, they come together, the first one says its name. So see, if in pain, it is A sound is coming, not the A sound, not the long sound. So it is the letter name, that sound, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Those are the sounds that are coming when 2 vowels go together. So seed, E and A. So E sound is coming. Goat, O sound is coming. The letter name, that vowel name is coming. So it's very easy for the children to start reading. Boat. It's very easy because the O sound is coming. There are 2 vowels. So when 2 vowels come together, the first one does the talking, and the talking is with the letter name, not the vowel sound. Can we go to the next slide, please? Can we watch this video? It will explain it to you very easily.
two vowels go walking, the first one does a talking. In boat you hear the O and not the A. In meat you hear the E, the A sits quietly. The second vowel you see, but you don't say.
Just the two of us together in train and pail and rain. The A speaks up, the I does not. But let me explain. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking.
In brain you hear the A, but not the I. In soap the O is clear, the A you'll never hear. In say you say the A, but not the Y.
Isn't it neat? But
It can't be beat.
but
It's such a dream. Don't mean to boast, but here's a toast. We're quite a team. When two vowels go walking, the first one does a talking. I'm sorry, number two, it's such a shame. Although it gives you pain, the rule is very plain. When two vowels walk, the first one says its name. But yes, when two vowels walk, the first one says its name.
So now you all saw the first vowel says, but the second vowel is silent. So now here is a little trick that I can tell you. So use the double vowel sounds as sight words in the beginning, and you can always teach them the double vowel sound as rhyming words like meet, greet, feet, heat. Now, if you will do like that, they will learn. So once you have taught them with the double vowel, one sound, they will know and they will build the vocabulary. It will become very easy for the children to write later on. So this is one trick that I keep telling the parents, that any letter or the sound or the double vowel words, write them as sight words. Let the child keep on looking at them and keep on stressing. See, these are two vowels. Only the first one says the letter name, but the second one is silent. It doesn't, but it's there. They're both friends. So if you make up your own stories for the children, that this is how we read, and use it as a sight word in the beginning. Children are very clever. They pick up things very fast. So what happens is that they quickly start recognizing it, and then though you're teaching them the rhyming words along with it, so then they start using those words, and they would have learned the spelling also. They will not get confused. But there are some words where the vowels are the same. So now if there are two vowel sounds and the second one was silent because they were different vowels, but there's some words which have the same vowel. So like double E or double O. So then it is the long sound. It's the letter name E. It's E. The letter name will become even longer. So that's how they say phonic has so many sounds, 43 sounds, and people get so scared. There is nothing to be scared of. It is only use the double vowel sounds as sight words for a couple of days. Your child will get to read it, and he will start remembering that how the sound is coming, because there are two letters. The same letters, same vowels are being used twice. So when there are two vowels together, then the letter sound comes like E, like O. So like the common double vowels are like C, B, or beetle, or greet. It's the E coming twice. So it is the long letter sound. That's all it is. Like when two O's go together, it's moon, soon, zoo. So it's the O sound which is long, and you all just have to look. Now, book, took. So it's the O sound that is coming. Use these words as sight words. It will help your child to remember it much better. And when you find that the word is difficult for a child to remember, always bring in the rhyming words for that word. so that the child in the process learns so many new words, improves their vocabulary, and improves the spelling also. Because there'll be one or two words which the child will be fascinated and will remember the spelling. And that's how he'll start correlating and associating the words, difficult words. Now, after this, we come to another rule. So these are the rules for older children. You will not see these rules being followed in kindergarten. But when your children go to the next level, these rules will come in handy to you. So we thought that we'll just recap these rules and it will be much easier. So it's the magic E. Now, we have already taught them the three-letter words as rat or a kit or a cap or a... So now the magic E. Again, it's the same. Two vowels with a consonant and a vowel. There are two vowels in a word. So if there is a E, the first vowel does the talking. And this is there, but it's silent. So a rat, if we add an E to it, it becomes rate. A sound is coming. That's the long vowel sound. The first one does the talking. So it's the same rule that is coming again. Two vowels. So in two vowels in a word with a consonant and a vowel in between, the consonants are in between the vowel. The first vowel makes the sound. It is very easy to explain it to the child and they start reading. So a cap, but when it's a cape, the first sound, the first vowel becomes the letter sound. A sound will come, not the lowercase sound. So this is how it's very easy to teach the children. So the rule that you have taught them once, two vowels go together. The second one is silent. The first one does the talking and they say the letter name. That is the sounds they will make, the uppercase letter sound. The same way, we go to the next slide. We go to the bossy R. Now the bossy R also, now you will understand some of the parents, they start telling us in KG1, why the R, it's not a R, it's a R. Now you all have to understand children are very small. When it's a tiny sound, they're not able to hear it. That's why, and our main objective in KG1 is for the child to associate the sound and the letter. So we teach them a long sound, Ra. But as they grow older, we start teaching them that the same sound Ra, when it comes in the beginning of a word, it is a long sound. It is a Ra sound. But when it comes in the middle or in the end, it's a R sound. So we start teaching them by the end of KG2 and in standard 1, they will understand that why it's a R sound. And you know why it's called bossy, because it takes away the vowel sound. So in the words that it comes, you will see car. The vowel sound is gone because the R sound is more pronounced. Car, star, in the middle, par. The R is more obvious than the vowel. So we call it a bossy R and it takes away the vowel sound. It is not so audible. So every word that you feel is not very audible, use it as a sight word for your child. This is a trick that we want to give it to the parents. Use them as sight words for a couple of days. That's all you have to do. Write it down on a board, on a white paper, put it on the fridge, on the door. Your child will start reading. Her, term. The ra sound with the E. Bird, girl. The vowel sound is not heard a lot. Why we call it a bossy R. Corn, fork. The vowel sound is not there. Storm, fur, turn. There's so many words like that. Germ, first, purple. So many words are there. Now you just have to say this is a bossy R, but use these words as sight words for your child. Only then he will be looking at it and speaking. So please Sight words are so important at every single stage. And this is what we want to tell the parents today. The rules are not difficult. They're very easy. You just have to use them as sight words to teach your children to learn the spellings. The toughy Y. If you all see, the toughy Y. At the end of one syllable word, Y has the sound of. So now you all have to understand Y is sometimes regarded as half a vowel also. All right, it is not a vowel when it comes at the beginning of a, but when it comes at the end of the word, it takes away the vowel sound. It's E. That's the sound. Sometimes it makes the E sound and sometimes it makes the E sound. So I sound and E sound. So what happens is when it's coming in the beginning, like yes, yarn, yellow, it's beginning, it's a consonant. But when it comes in the end, like cry, now see, a child will say it's an I sound. So you just have to read them as sight words and tell them the proof. This Y is sometimes acting naughty. When it comes in the beginning, it says its name, but it sometimes takes away the I sound or the E sound. So in one syllable, that's a small, tiny words, it makes the I sound. The cry, fry, my, by, sky. So now you all will understand every word can be read phonetically. Every word can be read as sight words initially. And then as your child will grow older, teach them the rules and follow these rules in the house. It is much easier. Your child will not get confused with the spellings and they will become extremely good. Now, when it's bigger words, then the Y make the sound of E, letter E. So like story, story, the child will say it's an E sound. That's where the Y has taken away the E and it's jumped on its place because Y says that I don't have so many words. I want to be everywhere. So give them any story and there we'll go. Story, fairy, happy. E sound is coming in the end and that's it. E sound is replaced by ya. So we call it that the Y is also half a vowel. It takes a lot of vowel sounds. Candy, puppy, summary. So that's how the toughy Y goes. The next one in the segment is soft G. Now this is a lot of parents go through. Use those words as sight words. G is followed by, when you write a G, and it is followed by E, I, or a Y. Then it is pronounced as J. So remember, if the word is starting with a G, but after G there is a E insect.
This letter.
Yes, so it becomes a giraffe. Why do we call it a giraffe? Because a short vowel is coming. So it's a short vowel. E, I, and Y. If G is followed by E, I, and Y, we call it like gems, giant, giraffe. Yes. So that's how, but the rest of the letters, G is called a G. So these are now, initially you have to show them as sight words and teach them. See, G. Why do we call it G? Because there's a small little E. So when G comes with E or I, it will be, the J sound will come. The rest, all the words are G sound. The same way somebody had asked initially, K. So now, everywhere it is the vowels which make so much of a difference. So when K is, it comes, the K sound is coming with E, I, and Y. It is pronounced as S. C, S. But when it is coming with the other vowels, it is like city. So the small vowel, when I, Y, or E, if C sound is coming with these vowels, then it will be pronounced as C. It will not, like pencil. Why? Because it's small. With I, C always wants to be called C with the letter name with E vowel or E vowel, like I, E, and Y. So the C makes a S sound. The rest, everywhere, it uses a K sound. So it will be much easier for the children to understand. So these are the three vowels you see, E, I, Y. They bring in a difference in G also. They're bringing in a difference in C also, C and K sound also. So it's the same rule. If you'll write it down somewhere as words and you keep on explaining, the child will understand. Now the same thing is used, the floss rule. If the letter F, L, and S come at the end of a single syllable sound, we just double them. All right. So now all these rules come into practice in standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, standard 4, till your child becomes proficient with the phonics. So these are the rules we little bit teach it to the children if we have got, but then these are recapped in the classes in standard 1, 2, 3, 4 for your child to read and learn spellings. So the trick is, first is sight words. Second is use the word with more rhyming words so that the vocabulary increases. The child learns so many words with the same spelling. And it's much easier for the child to remember the spellings. The same way, the floss rule. Now here, when F, L, and S, they come at the end of a single syllable, small words, then they become double, like puff, fill, stiff, class. So when it's a single syllable, then it will be double letters. So be, now it's a single syllable, bell, be. So then it is not one L, it becomes two. Miss, hill, dress, bluff. So it's a single syllable. So see segmenting what Miss Navya had told in the beginning, how it comes here. When you break the word, if it's a small spelling, the letter becomes double. But if a vowel is long or it's a double vowel, the word has more than one syllable, then it remains one. So now you see fe, f, a, l. If you break it, so it's fail. There are two vowels. The first one does the talking, then the letter is not repeated. Seal, goal, feel. Now these are the words where you don't use double vowels. The same is, it's a difficult letter in kindergarten, and we keep telling the children for later on standard 1 and 2 also, the rule of Q. Now Q is always followed with a U. So this is one little rule. If you teach your child, the spellings become very easy. Queen, so Q-U. Why? Because Q never comes alone. It's always followed by a U. So when you hear the sound of Q, so qu, it is qu. The sound is called qu, Q and U. And now the spelling of queen becomes so easy because then queen, two vowels are there. The first one does the talking and it says the letter name, E, queen. E and U is there, Q, quit, quilt, question. So if you see the words, use them as sight words. Any spelling that your child finds it difficult, please use it as sight words. And it will be very easy for you all to teach your children. Then we have the super CK rule. That's the CK, soft K and hard CK, K. So with the short vowel sound, it is pronounced as CK is used. But with a long vowel, it is only letter K. So CK Why do we use CK and why do we use only K? So now, see, it's a long vowel. Ba. When it is ba, it's CK. Click, click. It's a long sound. Click, click. Socks, neck, sick, duck. So now, how it is becoming? The CK is taking. But when the vowel sound is long, now you see K. These are the short, sorry. This is a short vowel. Click, so, ne. So CK comes in. But when it's a long vowel, K only kicking ka comes in. So like cake. Now the first one does the talking. Two vowels come together. The first one is doing the talking and we use only K. Cake, bake, or leak. So it's not CK, it's only Ka. Why? Because there are two vowels and first one is doing the talking. Beak. Now, these are all tricky words. Use them as sight words for a couple of days and then give them these rules. Like, joke, woke, smoke. It's only kicking Ka is used. So this is how we decode words. Each and every word in English language can be read phonetically, and the sounds are the letter sounds and the uppercase letter name and letter sound. That's all it is. It is not very difficult. These are not so many different sounds. It's just these simple rules that we need to remember. So with this, I come to the end of our session. And our aim today was not only to inform you all, but to empower you all to and make you as a partner in the journey of learning. So we wanted you all to feel more connected to the school, to your child's learning, more confident in your role, and more excited about the path ahead. Never let your child be scared of spellings. Teach them as sight words, first step. The next comes the rhyming words. The next comes that you teach them the rules of the two vowels, rules, the long sound and the short sound. The second vowel is silent. These are the little rules. Just teach them and they'll be so good with spellings. Thank you all once again and have a great day. It was really lovely. So would you all want to ask some questions?
Ma'am, is it possible to share these rules as a chart?
We can definitely do that. It's something that can be done very easily. We will make these rules as a chart, as a PDF, and you all will be able to put it in the house. Just take a colored printout, put it on a fridge or a door of your child's room where he can keep looking at, or for you to refer to in case you're finding it difficult. We can do that, not a problem.
The Papa Heart.
Ma'am, please can you give these fonts A to Z for writing, for how we can write it? Can you give one slide for then we can write in vacation time, we can write to them.
All right. So are you a KG1 or a KG2 parent?
KG2.
All right. So just open your resources. We have already shared how to write. It's a small videos with four letters. We have not given us as a whole. It's a small video where A, B, C, D. How to write A, B, K, D. Then E, F, G, H. Like that, we have made small videos with four letters, and we have already shared it in the Chronicles. So if you'll refer to those videos, you will get to see.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
So I think you're being shown the videos. Long.
No, ma'am, someone is sharing their screen. Will stop.
Share. Dear parent, whoever is sharing the screen, can you please stop? Dear Mehna, please disable them.
Miss Sharanya, Miss Sharanya. Sharanya ma'am, can you please stop sharing?
Ma'am, this video will be available for the future reference, right? On the websites and everywhere.
It will be there, yes. But we will give you the small little chart as another parent has asked, so that it is much more easy for you and for your child to look at these rules every other day and then
Okay,
learn
and
this.
can we get also the sight word chart or something that also will be help to?
This is what I'm telling you. Any word in KG1, this is even letter is a sight word because children don't recognize letters.
Okay.
But in KG2, the these, those, boy, girl, they become sight words. In standard 1, bigger words like bread and black or sail or those words become sight words. Sight word is the first step to recognizing a word as a picture. It should come to a child's eye as a picture. So that's why in the whole workshop, I've been reminding you all, any word that your child finds it difficult, use it as a sight word. Write it on a paper, put it somewhere, and make your child off and on, just as if you're playing a game with your child.
Okay.
Keep on showing the child, look, it's green or brown or bread. So any word that is difficult, your child is not able to read, is a sight word for him. That's the first step. But we will try to give you a few sight words also, which will help your child to read. Like all the 3-letter words like cat or a mat is a sight word in KG1. We show it to the children as sight words, but in KG2, they're not sight words because the children recognize, they join the sounds and they start writing. So they are regular words which they can read phonetically. I hope I've answered your question. Are there any more questions? So with this, we all come to the end of today's phonics session. I hope it was informative and it will help you all while teaching your children. So please do not confuse your children with the letter name and the phonics sound. In KG, we only teach the lowercase letter as phonics sound. So please do not teach them letter egg. It is e. We pronounce it as e. Do not teach them as e, because then your child gets confused. Thank you so much. Have a good day.